Shante, Namaste, Salam Alaikum, greetings, one love, giving thanks to the divine, giving thanks to the elements, giving thanks for this moment of life, giving thanks for life itself, giving thanks to the divine inner being for making us all able to make it this evening. Thank you all for coming along to this wonderful session, Science of Joy by Transcending Matters. Thank you all for coming along. This is going to be a powerful, powerful session. And we should jump straight in because there is so much to get through, so much to get through. And we are going to have an exciting and thrilling evening. So without further ado, let me just dive into my slideshow. Let's just give me a second so I can get this technological stuff all in the right place. So let's start him up. So, the Science of Joy with myself, Tarun Harry Duss, and we are going to unfold some real deep stuff on the Science of Joy. I've spoken so many times on this, but tonight I'm going to be bringing some new, fresh, additional stuff to really make it sink in and get the full message. So let's dive in. So the first thing that we have to understand with joy as an energy is that where there is joy, there is creation. Where there is no joy, there is no creation. We must know what the nature of joy is. And joy is the centerpiece of what the Vedas is all about. Joy is what the centerpiece of divinity is all about. Joy is the centerpiece of what creation is all about. Joy is the centerpiece of what the inner divine being is all about. When you are not in a space of joy, you are pinched off, you are taken away from the sweet spot, you are taken away from your natural born self, your natural spiritual accolade, your natural spiritual intrinsic state. We all have an intrinsic state, and this intrinsic state is none other than joy. Now, what we suffer with is trying to understand what does it mean to climb up to that ladder of where you're feeling on top of the world. And normally when we're starting from down at the bottom of the ladder, we are in a place of deficiency. We're in a place of deficiency of energy. We're in a place of deficiency of esteem, a space of deficiency of self-confidence. And this loses our impetus to get involved with the process of manifestation, the process of creating any good for ourselves. We just end up in a place of going along to get along. And we lose sight. I've said this quite a few times, that since the pandemic, since the lockdowns, since all of that nonsense, what's happened, not like it wasn't there before, but it's even highlighted even worse now, is that the idea of your lifespan is probably halved, it's probably shrunk, you probably chopped off 10 years, you're probably wondering, you're probably worrying if you're going to make the next 10 years. And all of this impacts your state of being, your state of projection. You start to minimize, you start to get caught up in the noise pollution of what the external world is forcing upon you. Now, this pressure that is coming from the external world is out of alignment with joy. And it gives an imprint on your subconscious self of a limiting self, you have no self-belief to go forward, to achieve, to do anything for yourself. You just have to go by, you just have to get through, you just have to squeeze in, you just have, and what I'm trying to point out here is without any long-term vision, without any long-term vision, without any goals, without any idea of things unfolding in the future, you have a sense of nothing to live for. You have a sense of, oh, okay, let me just go along till it all ends. This is not cool on any level. When you sacrifice that innate state to rise, to achieve, to overcome all obstacles, to become the best of yourself, to reach your top potential, there's one thing that, again, is an intrinsic ideology that is deep within our conscious being, and that is trajectory. Like it says on the other side, it's the best feeling in the world watching things finally fall into place. If you've got nothing that you've got in mind to fall into place, you're not in the creative space. You're in the receiving space, and in this receiving space, you're just accepting anything. You're not being definitive as to what it is you want in your life. So let's just go through, because we're going to go deep today in understanding this whole thing. And I want to start from a biological thing today, which is completely, you might think, wow, Tarun Ton doctor, but no, this is all actually imprinted in Ayurveda. This is imprinted in a lot of Sanskrit texts, and it's just come up into Western knowledge and philosophy. But let's have a look at it from a biological level first. And the first thing that I want you all to pay attention to is this thing that you probably never heard of it, you probably heard of it, but it's the vagus nerve in our system. The vagus, you know, when you say, boy, my head up hot me, you know, boy, my head up bun me, you know, boy, cha. When you're feeling this tightness in your being, when you're feeling caught up in, boy, me I try work out while going in another world, you're kind of stuck in this place. This is your vagus nerve system that runs from your toe all the way to your brain, that's making your body react to the way that you are thinking. This vagus nerve, but when you see your neck tight and when you see people are crack them up, why run you so feel hot on it? This is your vagus nerve inflamed, telling you that you're out of alignment. Your own body is telling you you're out of alignment. Your own body is telling you that you're far away from joy. And what happens is when we're out of, we don't even know what it is to relish joy. So we sacrifice the idea of joy for a cheaper version, which is called happiness. But let's just look at this. The vagus nerve. The vagus nerve serves as a crucial link between the brain and various vital organs such as the stomach, gut, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, lungs, throat, and heart. These are none other than the central points of where the chakras are, okay? So it plays a pivotal role in transmitting messages between the brain, immune system, heart, and digestive organs, making it an essential component of the autonomic nerve system. Any interruption or impairment in this communication pathway or the ability to activate the healing parasympathetic state can result in adverse effects in both physical and mental well-being. When I say I go deep tonight, when I say I look upon the science, I don't talk pure fluff, I talk serious things where you can check. So what I want you all to do now, before we even move on, I want you to scan your body. Take a deep breath in and exhale and scan your body. Scan your body from your toes coming up. Feel your toes. Is there any tension in your toes? Breathe and feel that awareness come up your body, in your legs, in your knees. Notice where tension is in your body. This is something that we completely ignore in terms of just studying. being more conscientious of what our body is telling us. Yeah, when we're talking about mind-body connection. Okay, take another deep breath. Feel your thighs. Are your thighs tense? Is your stomach tense? My stomach is tense right now because I've been doing this GUS workout, and my muscle them sore. I work out my stomach for try to get the six-pack. I beat up the stomach muscle them like, yo. So I can feel my stomach. It's just got this edge of tenseness about it. So again, in my body, I'm thinking, where is this tensity? There's tensity, there's a little bit of tensity in my shoulders and stuff. Anywhere that you can feel tenseness in your body, your parasympathetic system is struggling. Okay? We have to get rid of tension. We have to get rid of tension in the vagus nerve. Very important. So, the vagus nerve, looking at it even more deeper, it's responsible for 3 states in our body. Safe and social, fight or flight are completely shut down. Now, safe and social, that means we're open, we're grounded, we're calm, connected, accessible, joyful, wondrous, benevolent, courageous, compassionate, devoted, eloquent, grateful, happy, kind, loving, mellow, friendly, playful, quiet, relaxed, skilled, trusting, uplifted, vibrant, whole, extraordinary, in the zone, sharp mind, executive function, resourceful, creative. Can you see the type of words that are associated with safe and social? When you have this sense of safety about self, which all starts in the root chakra. We haven't got time to break down all of this, but I'm gonna just zoom over this biological mindset so you can understand fight or flight. Now, just safe and social aspect. Imagine what lockdown done. Social gone out of the window. People forget social right now. Babies, what do they call it now? The population rate has switched. They're making more nappies for elders than for babies. It's a real criteria. People don't even want to stay around people too long. You see, 2-3 years ago, 5-10 years ago, nobody minded the company of, nobody minded this and that. Now, even with the retreats that we're booking, people want them go in a room, they don't even want to mix, they don't even want to share, they just want for them things, for them space. Lost the ability to be social, more alienated, lost the ability to connect to the outside world. So, in flight or flight, alarmed. How often are we alarmed? Buzzing, irritated, wired, claustrophobic, panic, anxiety, envious, frightened, gaping, hurried, worried, overthinking, irrational, reactive, angry, judgmental, critical, knotted, looping, manic, nasty, danger doing, overwork. You know, you can see the words there. Now, the problem is, in truth, we don't normally pass fight or flight. We don't even reach that. It's just pure talk, lip service. So we're safe and social. When nothing like that is going on in our minds. Yeah? And I'm going to show you why it's very important to actually take note of this. Now, the shutdown. A lot of us are shut down. Now, it's okay to actually go through these zones, but knowing that you're in that zone is very important, so you realize it's not you, it's just your autonomic system letting you know that there is something wrong and you need to do something about it from an energetic level. You need to change your energetic signature, you need to change your mindset, and most of all, you need to change your breathing pattern. Cornerstone, bigger than life itself, bigger than language itself. You need to change your breathing pattern to break the mold of fight or flight. And a lot of us don't even know how to conscientiously do that. I mean, outside of those that have been on the meditation side of what Transcendent Matters, they would give testimony of how important it is, because when we're meditating in the morning and when we're doing our things, we are taking care of the vagus nerve to make sure it don't swell up bandwidth and it don't get inflamed and it doesn't start to cause trouble within our system. So, watch you now. Well, like I was saying, we trade off joy for happiness. And happiness comes in a feeling based on circumstances, where joy is an attitude that defies circumstances. And in truth, when I was talking about our intrinsic state, you see the little girl that will go on and go around and just in the rain, don't care. This is our true natural intrinsic state. We don't care about the weather. We don't care about this. We don't care about that on a spiritual level. On a physical level, on a mundane level, yeah, we want a bit of sunshine. We want a bit of, we want good water. We want healthy food. We want to, you know, store up on the vitamin D and all of these things and take care of the body. But from the point of where we are not the body, we are yearning to be in a state of joy where nothing in the external world bothers us or bothers our process of creation, bothers our interaction with life. You see it? So we have to really, really look at what it is that entails. What is the journey to get to this state? What is the science behind joy? Well, let's have a look at it. So, boy, let me drink some water. The biggest obstacle that keeps us away from the safe zone, away from safe and social, and always stuck in fight or flight or shutdown. I mean, even read none of the shutdown words then. Let me just go back and just peep on some of the shut. Absent, blank, numb, despairing, exhausted, foggy, grim, hopeless, helpless, impenetrable, judge, knockout, lost, missing, overwhelmed, pathetic, retracted, queasy, shut down, terrified, unloved, void, without, expressionless, young. You know, when I say young, I mean immature-minded, zoned out, hiding, low mood, sad, heavy. Listen, take pictures of this slideshow. Yeah? Please take pictures, take notes. It's very important. So when we're talking about what keeps us bouncing between fight or flight or shut down is the pain of emotional ambivalence. Now, you might be thinking, what that mean now? How that come into play? Them big word where you're bringing Tyrone, they're not really that big. It's just they're hidden in our process of education. It's hidden in the process of understanding what does it mean to cultivate a steady mind, a well-cultivated mind. I've done psychology, I've done so much things, and like you've heard, like I've done so many teaching courses on many aspects of psychology, many aspects of spirituality, and they all tie in, you know. So let's look at this. Let's look at this pain of emotional ambivalence and really open it up to understand. You know, when you see this, the mask, the smiley and the sad, what does it represent? Because this is an energy that we are all walking around with, that we need to get rid of to clear the space so we can reach that safe and social space and feel safe to manifest at a greater scale so we can connect. Okay, so ambivalence. What is ambivalence? It's a state of having simultaneous, sometimes conflicting feeling towards something, like feeling happy and sad at the same time. For instance, an obvious one would be when you're grieving when someone's passed, you knew they were going to pass, and it's, you know, they're in a lot of pain, and it's, you know, you come to a place of comfort within your heart to say it's time to let them go, you know, let them pass in peace and so forth. And you're happy that they're now resting, but you're sad they're gone. Another typical one is in a breakup of a relationship when you know the relationship was no good for you, but you're happy they're gone, but you're sad they're gone. You're happy them gone, you're sad them gone. Another scenario is a job. You leave the job that was no good for you, you hated the job. You're happy you're gone, but you're sad you're gone. You're happy you're gone, but you're sad you're gone. You see it? Another one, a sneaky one. You're on a diet. You're happy you're making progress, but you're sad you can't eat the cake. This energy of ambivalence is consistently bouncing within us, down to the finite details of small things where you can't spot it. Yeah? Again, another state of having mixed feelings about someone or something, equation, uncertainty, unsureness, doubt, indecision, irresoluteness, hesitation. These all describe the mood of ambivalence. And we can think easily. We can make a list of the times when we are ambivalent ourselves. Uncertainty, unsureness, doubt, indecision, irresolution. What to do, where to go, what to think. Now, ambivalence is the mortal enemy to joy. Ambivalence is the mortal enemy to your goals, your dreams, even your happiness, your productivity, your baseline state, your energetic signature. These fluctuations of thoughts in the mind that is trapped in that window of ambivalence is the thing that's draining you, sucking you out, does take you away from you being happy being you. So with ambivalence, there's a root to it. Now, when I teach Way of Life, which is on the Transcending Matters app, the first few sessions, I concentrate hard on knocking out the habit of pet peeving, where you're consistently moaning about this, moaning about that, da-di-da-di-da-di-da, da-di-ga-di-da-di-da-di-da. That energy alone keeps you in an ambivalent setting. The mind gets used to this ambivalency and it keeps you there. It traps you there. And it's not just the thoughts. It ties the emotions into a flow of ambivalence. You start to lose trajectory. You start to lose, I don't know, the ability to make a decision for your own good because of this energy of ambivalence. Let's go deeper. When ambivalence is, let's say it works on a Richter scale, and the side effects of ambivalence is anxiety. The side effect of ambivalence is anxiety. Remember, I broke it down for you today so you can understand it clear as day. Why am I so anxious? Ambivalence. So let's look at the scale of how ambivalence works. If it's something that is like, okay, it comes in your head every now and then, you might watch the news, you might take in a social post, but you're too busy and you're on your thing and you're flying by, it's going to be very minimal. Small feelings of worry, anxiety, able to get things done and focus on your task, little or no physical symptoms. You can crack on, okay? Now, between 1 and 2, these are healthy states of anxiety that actually help you to push and progress and climb above and keep that threshold ever growing, ever evolving, ever expanding, ever tapping into a portal of potentiality that is limitless. Okay, so a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety is good if you know how to deal with it accordingly. Okay, so mild and anxious throughout the day, but not all day. Some changes in concentration and sleep, stomachache and muscle tension. After that, it starts to really impact. You see, by a tree, you're going to really feel that the vagus nerves are pop up in your system. Your head are going to start hot and this, and you just automatically know it. Now, again, monitoring your space, monitoring the people that are around you, monitoring the negativity that you allow to influence you. You really have to watch this scale of anxiety. Whatever it is that makes you anxious, you have to learn to cut it out. You have to learn to say, okay, anxiety and me have to depart company from, you see, mild, minimal, that's about it. You don't want to end up where it's debilitating. Debilitating means it's severe anxiety all day, panic attacks, can't function, intense physical symptoms, feeling paralyzed, meltdowns, obsessive thoughts, and feeling unable to continue. Now, in this space, what has happened? Now, again, on the app that I have on the Transcending Matters platform, there's a free 7-day course. If you all sign up for that, there's the first free 7-day course really breaks down this map of consciousness and gives you the overall perspective of how consciousness works. And again, it's not something that you can just jump. For instance, you're looking at the map, you can't just jump from shame to enlightenment. You literally have to go through the ladder. You literally have to come out of the survival paradigm, survival paradigm, go into reason and integrity. And once you've spent time there and developed a baseline state there, then you can make a paradigm shift into the spiritual paradigm, where you see love is the first level. Then joy comes into play, then peace, then enlightenment. So just having a look here, signs that you might be living in survival mode. Now, survival mode is one of those things that I would say it's, I term it as a war on consciousness, where we're taking in the external news, when we're taking in all of this, do this, the government, I said, do that, take this, do that, rare, push your button, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. It's all about forcing your conscious thing, the conscious state, to worry about surviving. How am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? This is the narrative that they force on you. How am I going to survive? And it's, now you can do more than survive. You can attract more than survive. You're supposed to be more than survive. You never come here on this planet for just survive. You've been doing that for eternity. You came to this planet to express your magic in the spiritual paradigm, not the survival paradigm. The survival paradigm is something that you're supposed to have shifted and moved from in your teens. We're not going to go too deep into that. Basically, just touching on that, if you're looking at the colors represent each chakra. Each color develops every 9 years, giving you a stable stability to move on to the next, onto the next set of colors. So when we're in survival mode, we have a lack of focus, mind and body fatigue, neglecting basic needs, increased defensiveness, avoiding confrontation, being impulsive, reacting more emotionally, easily overwhelmed, social withdrawal, and scared of change. Now, if you know that you have any of these criterias, then give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to become courageous, to see life differently, in a completely different way. Again, when I broke down the map of consciousness, I depicted that without courage, you're working with a force of manipulation that is pushing you down towards indifference. And once you hit indifference, you become scornful. Vengefulness is the edge of is if you want to call it the universal view of watching you, of how you're performing in life. You become very antagonistic, very angry. And the next thing that comes into play is hate. Now, you would think that hate would be at the bottom of the list, but hate comes very quickly into your perception of being, into your energetic level of being, when there's no courage and pride take you. These two key words are so important to understand what that feels like in your body. Now, pride, scorn, as you can see, inflation, you might as well say inflammation of the vagus nerves, right there, so you might as well stick a pen and put inflammation of the vagus. So anytime that you can feel inflammation, when you feel your head hot, when you feel these things are going on, know that you're falling down this scale. There's something internally in your internal dialogue that is allowing you vibrationally to fall down this scale. Oh, may I go back this time? Okay, let me just move on. Now, in Sanskrit, when we're talking about joy, when we are talking about the divine inner being within all, when we're talking about seeing the world through the eyes of joy, when we are rid of pet peeving, when we are rid, let me just go back here, sir, and look. When we're rid of jealousy, hopelessness, vindication, guilt, grief, fear, disappointment, see everything that's in the weak zone, when we consciously, conscientiously are shaping, molding our mindset to never entertain words that put us into a space of manipulation, because we can even manipulate our own selves with our own self-talk to bring ourselves down. This is the issue here. And mudita in Sanskrit is a very, very profound way of expressing the process of what it is to actually reach the sweet spot of joy. Now, mudita is sympathetic, vicarious joy, the opposite of envy, the pleasure of finding joy in the happiness or success of others. It's something hard for us to embrace. That energy of jealousy, that energy of, there's a word, remorse, that energy you know, like when you see somebody get something, you're kind of happy they got it. Resentment. See the word there, right there, sir. Resentment. Resentment is a key component in the mindset to destroy. Resentment is a big enemy of ours. How do we get rid of the energy of resentment? Mudita is a key aspect of understanding what it is that you are trying to achieve. Okay, now, you see in the bottom, it says sympathetic, vicarious joy, happiness, rather than resentment at someone else's well-being or good fortune, the opposite of Schadenfreude. Now, Schadenfreude is a German word. I was searching hard for an English equivalent. And there is, just to show you how worthless the English language is. You can talk about resentment. You can talk about, envy. But a key component, Schadenfreude, is something that really messes with us. What is Schadenfreude? The pleasure derived from the misfortune of others. This year one's serious, because you see when we're going around and say, see that one, they want to that one, you see that one there, yes, the one they get them Jew deserve, God not sleep, that one they are getting made lick off, because I can't wait for this one, forget that, you see when you're in that, you're never gonna, you've handcuffed your whole process of becoming. You've destroyed your process of reaching any form of potential. Once you're in that space, and that space is literally, this is where the touching thing comes from. You see, when you're in that space, you're actually confirming that there's pain that inside you that you are not willing to let go. You're not willing to let go of this ideology of pain that you have experienced in the past, whether it's trauma related, whether it's experientially related by just watching trauma unfold, whatever it is, you've anchored yourself to the past so much until you cannot wait till revenge comes. And even when the revenge comes, you still did it with the pain, and you still did it with the bitterness, and you still did it in other cards. Now, the power of the present moment is so healing, it's so fulfilling, it's so holistic. But how do we approach that present moment? How do we feel safe to step into that present moment and be free from the burdens that doesn't allow us to align with heart consciousness? Now, heart consciousness does not do Schadenfreude. Heart consciousness does not do envy. It doesn't do all of that. It doesn't do none of, what do you call it now? Resentment. Life hurts when you fail to love. Life hurts when you fail to allow heart consciousness to rule. You think you're protecting your heart. You think you're protecting your space. You think you're protecting, where in truth, you're harboring an energy that's destroying your inner child, the presence of your inner child to come out to play and involve. Now, the inner child, when I say the inner child, your divine inner being is your inner child. The divine inner being sees the world, sees creation from a child-loving perspective. No matter what's wrong out there, it's not to say that you're supposed to agree with everything, but agree with you. Agree with the fact that you are worthy of being loved by yourself. You are worthy of your own time. You are worthy of your own investment. You are worthy of your own joy. You are worthy of being limitless. Just like when you ask a child, can you play the piano? I don't know what I give you. Bling, 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 making up the mouse noise. Listen to what I can play. Bling, bling. You're sounding like boy. But as far as the child is concerned, it's in bliss, it's in joy, it's having the time of its life. It's not worried about trying to sound like Mozart. But this Schadenfreude energy, this pleasure derived from the misfortune of others, is a real key component that we have to get rid of. Let karma do its thing. Karma's going to do what karma does, but you don't have to rejoice in what karma's doing. Know what karma's doing. Be assured in what karma does, but you don't have to go around looking and waiting and waiting and looking. That one there, it reached them yet? That one there. I'll wait for God faith. That one there, you know. Why? It'll take the why? And then this is the next one. This is the next one. Why? Look how much murder there are in prison, and them outlive them victim and them victim family. I wonder if God is sleeping. I wonder what I'm going with that one day. How much evil people I get away with things. And me as a good living person, I struggle like this. It's not fair. I don't know what God is. God needs to hurry up and come and sort this thing out, because no. The external energies of the world is supposed to be keeping up the foolishness as a test, as a schooling, as a process of unfolding for you to recognize that you're bigger than that, that you can allow greater than what the world offers you. You can have the world bow down at your feet just because of your state. Your mental state, your joyful state, your state of being. This is the most powerful magnet that you have to change your whole universal setting. It all relies on the state that you wish to carry. So, we are got deep now. You've heard me talk about the three Rajas, the three gunas, but what does that actually look like on a physical level? So, again, the three states, what the vagus nerves, you can do the straight overlap. It's quite fine, because this is the science of it. When we talk about Sattva, Raja, Guna, the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and your joy is achieved in the mode of transcendence. That means you're rising above the sattvic quality. But for you to get to that space of transcendence, your baseline state must be in the sattvic zone. Not in the Rajasic zone, not in the Tamasic zone. Not to say that you'll never visit these states, because you will always fluctuate between them. But where is your baseline state? Where do you find yourself mostly? So the sattvic state, the 10 qualities of the sattvic state is gladness, cheerfulness, enthusiasm, fame. And when we're talking about fame, we're not talking about top of the pops and all that. We're talking about having that energy where the community sees you as doing good and you're doing good for the community. This happens after that heart chakra comes into play. When you're living from the heart space, you are now in a communal space. You're now willing to be firmly a part of the community. So righteousness, that righteousness, when I use the word righteousness, I'm talking about your actions are based on right thinking, where the outcome is enriching for both us, what is right for us, for both myself and the person I'm engaged with. What are they getting out of it? How are they going? Righteousness means, but I'm not try rubbing up. I'm not try that. It's a right action that brings positive fruits for all parties involved. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to be righteousness, it's not Bible bashing or anything like that. It's based on your actions. Contentment, faith, sincerity, liberality, and leadership. Liberality. Liberality is a very tricky word to, when you want to be liberated from something. The best way to describe liberality is, for instance, when you feel good in getting on with life without something you thought you needed. You're liberated from that. You thought you needed it, but now you realize you don't need that. You don't need that. You thought you needed the flash car, you don't need that. You thought you needed a whole heap of money, you don't need that. What you need is joy. Joy is the magnet that brings everything into your life in the right time and accordance to when exactly you need it. When exactly it's time for it to unfold. A lot of people say, boy, I can't do this, because I can't say, oh, I go to this, I can't say, oh, I go to that. You're cutting off, you're cutting off your growth. You're stamping yourself in your foot. You jump on your little contour. Rajas qualities, 9 qualities: ostentatious, charity, enjoyment, endurance of happiness, sorrow, superstition, disunion, machoism, lust, anger, intoxication, pride, malice, hatred. Now you'd think hatred would be in the tamasic. No. Like I showed you on the map of consciousness, hatred comes into play quickly, and it feeds consciousness into falling lower and lower and lower into the tamasic realm, which is inertia, sleep, clouded thought, headlessness, unconsciousness, unconscientious, unaware, walk with your head back loose, stupefaction. Is that the right? Stupefaction, that means stupidity. Lack of foresight, procrastination. Is a serious thing. These things are mindsets that let you know where you're at. It's a mind map. You've got a mind map. You've got a navigating system within you that is letting you know clear, because you monitor your own thoughts. You see what's going on inside you. You feel what's going on inside you. And you have the choice to change it. Instead of just making the program run and burn out, run and being afraid of change, take the option to change. It's you that's going to empower you to move to another stage. So when we're dealing with these things, another way of looking at it is a very powerful way, neuro-linguistic programming. And what we have to be aware of is the mind. The mind is not necessarily our best friend. The mind is used to distorting information, generalizing information, and deleting information. even when it comes to opportunities for ourselves, to do better for ourselves, to grow for ourselves, to step towards the idea of allowing joy to be present. It's this program that's running, that's distorting, generalizing, and deleting things, putting things into a perspective that doesn't really work for our greater good. And in this process of distorting, generalizing, and deleting, it gets ugly. In this distorting, generalizing, and deleting, in the generalizing, we're pet peeving, we're being ambivalent, we're being envious, we're being resentful, we're being we're being small-minded. And we internalize this conversation, which then creates a state within us that affects our physiology and our behavior. It does definitely affect not only the physiology, psychological state, your social state, your heart state, your physical state, your space of identity, how you see yourself gets all corrupted by this process of distortion, generalizing, and deleting. And you have to train your mind for stop it. You have to train your mind for stop it. Sometimes it's horrifying to hear and see what us Black people do to each other in terms of verbal abuse and putting down each other and la-di-da-di-da, not realizing we're actually doing it to ourselves. I was on, was it Hidden Truth a couple of weeks ago? And there was the beautiful unfolding of what Brother Andrew was doing in Ghana. And the first time he brought it up to me, brought it up to my attention, there was people talking about, why Tyrone bring people to Portugal. Now, I don't want to really get into what happens karmically when you put down others, what you're doing to yourself. When people do it, now, I don't even want to get into what happens karmically when you put down others that are doing good. It's a big thing in all of the greatest teachers of neuro-linguistic programming, in all the greatest teachers of holistic mindset, from whether it's Sadhguru all the way to Anthony Robbins. Black, white, pink, blue, every single one of them, they say, putting people down, putting things down is the number one thing that's holding you back. It's the number one thing that's destroying your ability to step forward and doing anything for yourself, much less anybody else. It's the way of you actually putting your hand up and saying, you know something, I work less. You've just announced to the world that you're actually a dropout. When you slander other people, you're holding up your hand to the world to say that you are a dropout. But Dante teaches, be careful of the words that leave your mouth. Because these very words will become your own prison. People, please, we must learn of these things and get rid of these habits within us that destroy our own ability to move forward, our own ability to help others. You know what's beautiful about watching children play? Children are selfless. Children are willing to share. Children are willing to bond. Children understand togetherness. Children understand teamwork. It's only when the knowledge starts to get corrupted, or not even say the knowledge, the intrinsic state starts to get corrupted by when they start going into the classroom and learning about competition versus cooperation, being singled out and being called dumb, being looked dumb by the school teacher, telling them to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's a cultural thing that destroys children's mindset, and it's a bad cultural thing. What happens in school, what happens in the process of grooming the child's consciousness, and they slowly become competitive, and they slowly become they start develop traits that are ugly and untowarding even to themselves and to others. So what is it now? When we are talking about the sweet spot, when we are talking about what, okay, all right, Tarun, you've heard, you told me ambivalence, you told everything now. What is the sweet spot? Where is the sweet spot, Tarun? What? How is joy? What does joy look like? You keep talking about this joy. We know now what it is. We now know what we need to avoid. We now know about the vagus nerve system in our body when it does swell up on my head or hurt me. Where should I be placing my thoughts? What should I be focusing on? Where is the sweet spot, Tarun? Now, the sweet spot in Vedanta is known as Sat Chit Ananda. Truth, consciousness, bliss. And it's all right, Tarun, now you're gone a little bit too, you're gone over this a little. I like the words, but it does sound pretty. Well, let's take the prettiness out of it and bring it down to reality. What is truth? What is consciousness? And what is bliss? Now, truth can be truth can be conceived as the opposite of a lie. Truth is something greater than that. Consciousness could be considered as, are you awake? Are you asleep? Are you here? Are you blank? Are you gone? Are you daydreaming? No, it's the idea of the fact that you actually exist. It's recognizing that your existence is consciousness, not the flesh, not the thoughts, not the moods, consciousness itself. Consciousness that presents itself as an energy that allows you to develop a thought. And what is bliss? So what I've done, just to, you know that I love my music and I love my acronyms. So I took time to write a poem so we can understand truth, consciousness, bliss, existence. So in a more sweeter way, we can actually resonate with the idea of how these three words work together. Where is this sweet spot? Where am I supposed to be focused, Tarun? Okay. Here's the Tarun Haridas poem. Truth, bliss, and existence. Truth is the light that guides our way. Bliss is the feeling that makes us stay. Existence is the gift that we all share. Together, we form a trinity rare. Truth reveals the path that we should take. Bliss gives us the strength that we need to make. Existence is the canvas that we paint. Together, they form a masterpiece, quaint. Truth is the voice that speaks from within. Bliss is the feeling that overflows from kin. Existence is the journey we undertake. Together, they form a story we create. Truth is the seed that blossoms all life. Bliss is the flower that blossoms in delight. Existence is the garden that we tend. Together, they form a beauty without end. Truth is the mirror that shows us the way. Bliss is the sunlight that brightens our day. Existence is the magic that we make. Together, they form a world we create. Truth is the essence of all that is true. Bliss is the love that shines through and through. Existence is the wonder of life's great scope. Together, they form the ultimate whole. Now, if you love that poem there, let me see some ones in the chat room for that, because I had to sit down and think about that one. That one really touched me when I was writing it. Love that little poem there. In fact, I'm just gonna go back here just in case anyone wants to take a screenshot. Put some ones in the chat room if you found that poem uplifting and highlighting. Beautiful, beautiful. So, going even deeper to understand the idea of truth, bliss, existence. And I've taken a few pictures of these slides coming up. These are some acronyms that I've made. Joy, just open yourself to joy. Joy, joyful opportunities ignite. Jump, joy unleashes my potential. Glad, grateful, loving, and delighted. Happy, having a positive perspective yields joy. Smile, share my inner light everywhere. Cheer, choose happiness, embrace enjoyment, radiate positivity. Here's some for bliss now. Take a snapshot. Bountiful love and inner serenity source, bliss. Beautifully loving inner spiritual state. Bestowing life in sweet satisfaction. Oh, come on. Come on. Balanced living in soulful serenity. Being luminous in spiritual stillness. Believing in living in sacred serenity. Blissful living in sacred service. Come on, people. Being light in soulful stillness, being loved in sacred solitude, blissfully living in spiritual surrender, blissful life in sacred sanctuary, blissful living in sacred space, being lifted in spiritual service, being loved in soulful surrender, bringing love in soulful surrender. So, and lastly, truth. I had to smash it on truth. Oh my gosh, I had to smash it on truth. Transcending realms. Oh my gosh, trusting real understanding to heal. Trusting real understanding to heal, truth. Thoughtful reflection uncovers the heart. Trusting reason and ultimately to heal. Taking responsibility under the highest. Thoughtful realization unveils true happiness. This is truth. It's not just the opposite of a lie. Truth, trust in reality unveils true harmony. True realization unveils true healing. Taking responsibility unveils true hope. True reflection uncovers the hidden, transforming reality using transcendent healing. Come on, if you're feeling these acronyms, people, let me see some ones up in the place, some lighters. This is, listen, take some snapshot. Make up your own. Find an owner. Write your owner. Make your own list. You see, when you practice cultivating the mind to think around these paradigms, you're automatically raising your vibration. You're automatically raising your energetic level. Yeah? You're creating your reality. You're refusing to take any external noise on, and you're taking on your reality. You're taking on the process of creation for yourself. You're trusting reality to ultimately heal through understanding, through transformation. The key word here in all of it is your reflecting. You're reflecting, getting into the process of reflecting what that sweet spot is. Here's a big secret. Sometimes it's not about trying to heal the trauma, but create a new space to exist in. Spend more attention on creating that new space. Spend more attention on understanding that paradigm shift. Spend more attention and awareness of what does it mean to be there. Spend more attention on allowing the inner child to come out of play and play with life with these new paradigms, new pillars of support in your consciousness. So, inner child alchemy. We need to take courage in whatever it's going to take to heal that space and live in joy, because it's so important for our spiritual. This is our key reason for being on this planet, to establish that. And it begins with freeing the child within. So when we're talking about a wounded inner child, we're talking about someone who's in the, in the deepest part of me, I feel that there's something wrong with me. I experience anxiety whenever contemplating doing something new. I'm a people pleaser and tend to lack a strong identity. I'm a rebel. I feel more alive when I'm in conflict with others. I tend to hold things and have trouble letting go. I feel guilty standing up for myself. I feel inadequate as a man or woman. I'm driven to always be a super achiever. I consider myself a terrible sinner and I'm afraid of going to hell. You know how much people have had these conversations with the damage of what church has done, the culture of the church system. You're sitting there, you're never good enough in church, you never reach our level, you always did it, I try, please, this and that, and you're just never seen as worthy. You're just seen as what? Mine, you're going to get, God, I got chastise you, I got turn him back on you, Listen, the inner divine being never abandons you. Never. Is always there in terms of the super soul that gives your soul life for you to have a spirit to live. This connection between the super soul, God gene particle, and your soul, there is always love. There is always an energy of love. Life's optimum vibrating energy. And it's waiting for you to conscientiously tie yourself with this polarity of being, so then you can express life at its highest level. This is what the secret is. This is the thing to heal. And when we're talking about healing the inner child, we talk about connecting with our inner child, giving yourself permission to laugh at yourself. You see, the other day, if you don't really want to have a big laugh, remember somebody said I got get a six pack. I don't know if everybody is on Gus's program. I decided to take a picture of my belly and put it up there, not just to be able to laugh at myself. It looks really funny. The stomach looks funny like Dickens. And make sure we drink plenty water for even if you walk out and stretch out. We drink about 3 gallons of water before we take the picture. Just to make sure, so when people see it, them laugh. They look, Haroon belly, Lord. It's only a belly. It's only a, come on, I'm not the flesh. But get on a tune back in and look on the picture in 21 days. Things I'm not trained. All right. So allow yourself to be silly, not taking yourself too serious in life. Learning to relax into life, letting yourself see the funny side of every situation, accepting your mistakes and learning from them. You know, a lot of people chastise themselves. Why I make a mistake? I'm not good at this, you know, I'm not even doing it. Oh, why you make that mistake there? Come on, man. Releasing yourself from your own and others' expectations of you. Letting go of what should be and accepting what is. Doing what brings you joy. Okay? So the power of the childlike state. Children are naturally curious, imaginative, and creative. These are inherent traits about ourselves. Now, just to put it out there, you see, when you're in your ultimate curiosity space, divine curiosity, divine imagination, and in that creative space, guess what your vagus nerves is doing? Your vagus nerves is running cool like breeze. Yeah? They see the world with fresh eyes, free from judgment and open to new experiences. However, as we grow older, we often lose touch with this ability, with the childlike state, and become more concerned with practicalities, responsibilities, and expectations. So, the benefits of the childlike state, curiosity, imagination, creativity, and playfulness are things that we need to embrace back into our lives. Okay? The childlike state in practice, mindfulness. Mindfulness can help us cultivate a childlike state in bringing our attention to the present moment. By focusing on the sensations and experiences of the present moment, we can let go of our worries and become more open to new possibilities. Creativity, engaging in creative activities such as drawing, painting, or writing, singing, dancing, a whole heap, trampolining, so much. Activities. If anything, the activities of creativity are so wide. This is probably the most influential process of getting involved into the space of joy. Action, taking action, creative action, doing something you've never done before. Doing something outside of your comfort zone, doing something that's greater so you can get back a response greater than you expected. If you're living in the space of expectations and you know how this is going to turn out, you're not really doing anything new. Get into something new, do something more dynamic, become greater in the process of creativity. Creativity doesn't mean that you have to write the greatest song. It means that your actions are based on things that are new. You're doing things you've never done before, allowing new neurological things to happen in the mind and the brain, so you can reassociate a pattern of thought that is going to elevate and anchor you to what it means to be in joy. Playfulness, a very important aspect. Learn over play. And curiosity, another powerful aspect. Curiosity, you know, you might not know everything. You might think you know it all. But unless, you know, the power of curiosity is timeless, it's limitless, because there's so much things to learn, there's so much things to discover. Use your curiosity to your advantage rather than to rip down and tear down others. Use it to build you up. Look into things, again, that are going to bring new experiences to your life and change your life for the greater good. So navigating through these challenges, sometimes you might think of, you know, trying to embrace back a childlike state could be, you know, one of the hardest things to do. Hardest, you know, me a big person now, I can't take on this child thing we are talking about. It's so important. If you don't understand this, you know, you could end up passing in a very rigid form, very disgruntled form, very resentful form, and it's not going to pay much for your credit account in your afterlife. Let's put it like that without going too deep. So free up yourself. Free up yourself. Become free from judgment. Become free from judgment. Don't care what other people think about what you're doing with your life. It's your life. Become free from judgment. Embracing responsibility. Another challenge is finding a balance between embracing our childlike state and fulfilling our responsibilities as adults. While it is important to let go of our adult concern and embrace the moment, we cannot ignore our responsibilities. Finding a way to balance the two is essential to maintaining a healthy and fulfilling life. Staying open. Finally, staying open to new experiences and possibilities, essential to embracing our childlike state. As adults, we often become set in our ways, and this can limit our ability to explore new opportunities. By staying open and embracing change, we can maintain our childlike sense of wonder and curiosity. So, in conclusion, the childlike state is a powerful tool for enhancing our lives and unlocking our potential. It is a state of mind that is characterized by curiosity, imagination, creativity, playfulness, and joy. So let me just add it here. Without curiosity, without imagination, without creativity, without playfulness, there is no joy. There is no creation. You get it? Going all the way back to the beginning. Where there is joy, there is creation. Where there is no joy, there is no creation. So, research has shown that embracing the childlike state can have a positive impact on our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It can help us reduce stress, increase happiness, and foster more positive relationships. Moreover, by embracing the childlike state, we can tap into our innate creativity and curiosity, which can enhance our problem-solving skills, increase our capacity for learning, and improve our ability to adapt to new situations. Let me stick a pin right there. You see, when you was a child growing up, your mindset was at a place where you could learn 5,000 words per year. The more that you hardened into this adult mindset, you don't even want to learn 50 words. You don't even want to learn 5 words. McGee, a new word today, you'll forget it by tomorrow. So embracing the childlike state also opens the mind to that sponge-like state to take in more information. It allows you to take in more information. You've got more resources at hand now. You can do more things. You can project more further. So, However, it is important to note that embracing the childlike state does not mean neglecting our responsibilities or shirking our duties. Rather, it's about finding a balance between embracing our natural curiosity and creativity and fulfilling our responsibilities as adults. In summary, the power of the childlike state is a valuable tool for anyone seeking to enhance their well-being and unlock their potential. By embracing our natural curiosity, imagination, and playfulness, we can find joy and meaning in our daily lives and unlock the full potential of our minds. And this all falls into what is known as the divine play. When in Sanskrit it says, don't take life serious, it's just a play. Okay? So, a couple of things here just to wrap up. You might think, well, am I going over yes or no? But I'm just going to read through it quick so you can just understand the importance of this. The importance of warming up the body before exercise cannot be overstated. Not only does it help to prevent injury and improve performance, but it also primes your body for the demands of workout to come. When you warm up, your heart rate and your breathing increases, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the muscles. This increased blood flow helps to warm up your muscles, making them more pliable and less likely to strain or tear during exercise. Additionally, warm-up can help to activate the nervous system, improving coordination and reaction time, and reducing the risk of falls or other accidents during exercise. Failing to warm up before exercising can be a recipe for disaster, leading to potential horrific consequences. Without proper preparation, your muscles and joints are more susceptible to injury, strains, and tears. This can result in excruciating pain, loss of mobility, and long-term damage. Additionally, exercising without a warm-up can lead to decreased performance, leaving you feeling frustrated and demotivated. The impact of these injuries can extend far beyond the gym, affecting your daily life and overall quality of life. It's not worth risking permanent damage and pain, so always take the time to properly warm up before engaging in any strenuous activity. With that being said, now contemplate life and its varying daily activities. You see, most of the time when we wake up a man and we look like the picture, you see the woman there in the green and looking at the thing that's in the purpose of why I said today, look, and we end up rolling through to the day, headache, this, that, the other, on low. Why? Because we never plugged in. The warm-up in the gym and daily meditation practices may seem unrelated activities, but they share one crucial similarity. They both activate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body that plays a critical role in regulating various physiological functions, including heart rate, digestion, and immune response. Research has shown that both physical activity and meditation can stimulate the vagus nerve, leading to numerous benefits for overall health and well-being. Studies have demonstrated that regular physical activity can improve vagal tone or the activity of the vagus nerves. Similarly, meditation has been shown to increase vagal tone, leading to a range of positive health outcomes. Research has demonstrated that regular meditation practice can lead to improved heart rate variability, a measure of vagal tone, as well as reduced inflammation and better immune function. Additionally, meditation has been linked to improved mental health outcomes, including reduced stress, anxiety, and depression. In incorporating a regular meditation practice into your daily routine, you can reap the numerous benefits of improved vagal tone and enhance your overall health and well-being. So, the warm-up in the gym and daily meditation practices may seem like unrelated activities. That's the same thing. I said, my God, too much. Right. So with that being said, we've reached a point where I'm going to be going to close the session shortly. I just want to highlight a few things. I want to close the session on a very powerful child meditation, a very powerful meditation. And I've done this meditation with my Tibetan bowls. The Tibetan bowls, they're absolutely beautiful. You keep hearing me talk about the Tibetan bowl thing there. Let me just show you them. Hold on 1 second, don't move. Okay, here's one of the Tibetan bowls, and this is the Tibetan bowl for the root chakra. I'll be using them on the retreat. So everyone that comes to the retreat, they will be getting a full sound healing with these bowls. And these bowls help to resonate your whole entire frequency so you can relate to that inner being, to allow imagination, curiosity, playfulness, and joy to start to flow. So there's a whole set of these that are absolutely beautiful. These ones are completely original. They're not machine made, they are handmade, and they come with the all the tones are spot on relating to the chakras, and it's going to be magical. The retreat that we've got coming up in June, for those that don't know much about it, I will be talking about it right after the meditation. The meditation is absolutely beautiful. So please grab your headphones if you want to hear deeper. While I get myself prepared, I believe I saw Sister Samira on board. Are you with us, Sister Samira? If you're with us, please unmute your mic. Let's see if I saw Sister Samira. Okay, so she had to leave. No worries. Don't worry about that. I know she was keen on coming on board, but she's had to leave. No worries. So let's dive into this meditation. And everybody go get a glass of water. Get yourself prepared for something beautiful, something magical that is about to happen. Okay, this is the creme de la of the moment in alignment. You're going to have a beautiful sleep. You're going to have a beautiful rest, and you're going to be so much closer to your inner child. If you're loving the session so far, let me see some ones in the place. If you've seen something that you can really resonate with, and it will take you to the next level while I prepare this meditation. Wonderful. Beautiful. So if you want to have headphones on, if you want to have, so you can hear, hearing its most optimum space. Get yourself nice and relaxed in a nice, comfortable position with your back straight, so you can, if you want to nod off, you'll be able to nod off. Where did you get your bowls? I've just seen it. They came from Tibet. They came from Nepal in Tibet. Beautiful bowls. Beautiful bowls. They're absolutely amazing. Okay, let's have a look. While you all get ready, I'm just going to line up. Okay, lovely. Wonderful. Good. So let's go into that zone. Let's visit that space of beauty. Okay, so if you all just want to relax, follow my lead. And we're going to begin by 3 nice big deep breaths. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Good. Now we're going to go into sometimes what's known as box breathing. But this is a breathing that brings your mind back into control, so it's focused on the inner being. Okay, and how we do this, we start with counting to 4, breathe in over a period of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Okay? Now we begin. Breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, hold. Now we go to 5 seconds. Breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale. Now we're going to 6 seconds. Breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, hold, breathe in, hold, exhale, Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Last one. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. With the power of imagination, with the power of attention, and the power of intention, listen keenly to everything your ears can hear. Coming through the speakers, in your room, out the window, every little noise. With the power of intention and the power of attention, breathe in and listen to the air going into the heart. Exhale. With the power of intention, find your heartbeat. With the power of intention and the power of attention, breathe love into the heart. And exhale. Breathe love into the heart. Breathe in love into the heart. Power of intention. Breathe joy into the heart. The power of intention. Breathe bliss into the heart. At this stage, it might be comfortable to close your eyes. And as your eyes are closed, breathe into the garden of your heart. And with the power of imagination, power of intention, and the power of attention, imagine a beautiful garden in your heart. A beautiful garden with beautiful trees, beautiful flowers, a beautiful river, a beautiful blue sky, with your power of imagination, power of attention, and the power of intention. Place yourself in the garden. See yourself as you are. Make an image of yourself as you are in the garden of your heart. and see yourself uplifted by the beauty of the garden in your heart. Now, as you see yourself walking around the garden in your heart, notice a group of children playing happily, joyfully. Imagine seeing a bunch of children playing with excitement and glee. Now, with your power of imagination and power of attention, imagine seeing in the midst, beyond the children playing, you see a child seated, looking down on the ground. In your power of imagination and power of attention and intention, approach the child that is seated. And as you are walking up to the child, imagine seeing the child lift their head and seeing you in the distance walking towards you. Your eyes and the child's eyes are locked. And as you look into the eyes of this child, you notice this child looks like you. This child is exactly looking like you when you was 7 years old. This child is you. And as you and the eyes of the child lock, the child begins to smile. Imagine the child smiling in seeing that you are here. Imagine the child jumping up and running towards you with glee. With your power of imagination, your power of attention, and your power of intention, breathe love into the heart. And as you breathe love into the heart with your power of imagination, imagine grabbing and holding that child as it leaps and jumps into your arms. Imagine 7-year-old version of you holding you tight, embracing you with joy, thanking you for paying attention and visiting and coming to embrace your inner child. Look into the child's eyes. See the child excited, full of glee, full of joy, looking at you and saying to you, I love you so much. I've missed you so much. Where have you been? All I ever wanted to do was love you. With your power of intention, breathe love into the heart. With your power of imagination, power of intention and attention. Hold the child, hold you lovingly. Look into your eyes, lovingly. Reply to the inner child, your inner child, you. Reply these words. Please forgive me. I am now here to love you endlessly. I am now here to play with you endlessly. I am now here to keep you company endlessly. I am now here to allow you to take the reins. With the power of intention, breathe love into the heart. With the power of imagination, power of intention, power of attention, see your inner child excited, asking you to play now. With the power of imagination, power of attention and intention, see yourself playing, skipping, laughing, enjoying this time and space with your inner child, with your inner you, in the beautiful garden of your heart. Breathe in all the way to the diaphragm. Breathe in the omnipotent. Breathe in the omnipresent. Breathe in the omniscient. Breathe in the all-loving. Breathe in the all-healing. Breathe in the all-empowering. Breathe in the all-divine. Breathe in the all-loving. Breathe in the all-childlike, loving, brand new you. With your power of intention, power of attention, power of focus, imagine embracing your younger self at 7 years old, comforting them, reassuring them that they will now receive endless love, endless reciprocation, endless communication. Hug that child, kiss that child, show your inner child love. And as you're expressing love to your inner child, see your inner child excited, ready to rest in a new space of assurance, knowing that it's now connected with you in the heart. And it now wants you to put it to rest, to sleep. Imagine you are now tucking in to sleep. The 7-year-old version of you. And you are singing a beautiful lullaby to your inner child, expressing that it is now free to show love, and you are now willing to accept love in any moment. Sing that lullaby to your inner child in your imagination, your power of attention, and your power of focus. Put your inner child to sleep in the most loving way, in the most reassuring way. With your power of imagination and your power of intention, see the child sleeping beautifully with a beautiful smile on its face, feeling and seeming safe from all worries, feeling safe knowing that you will return, feeling safe of a brand new connection. With your power of imagination, your power of attention, power of intention, now focus your vision and see yourself, see your face as it is now. Look at your face and see the change in the expression of your face, now being filled with love and contentment, being harmonized with the inner child. See the beauty of your face being lit with joy and satisfaction. And as you see your face smiling, giving a loving smile, with your power of imagination, power of attention, give yourself the command. Give yourself the command to become greater in the unification of the inner child and the greater you, to allow life to be at its best for you and your inner child. Command creativity, command imagination, command playfulness, command change, command the pathway to joy. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and hold. And exhale. Now you may slowly open your eyes. Come back to the here and now. Wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. If you love that meditation, very touching. It touched my heart. Absolutely beautiful. If you love that meditation and you would like a copy of it, let me know in the chat room so we can see the names of who to send it to. Put some ones. It's a beautiful meditation. The meditation, the Tibetan bowls in the background, they sound absolutely amazing. Thank you all for coming onto this wonderful course, Science of Joy. I hope you all got something powerful out of it, even if it's understanding it from a biological level, and really stay in the space of upliftment, stay in the space of joy, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay plugged in. Om Shanti, Namaste, Salam Alaikum, greetings, one love. See you all soon. Big love.